We've come from the Alpine section where we just saw the rain gardens and the Alpine design scheme for the landscaping plan. We now enter what we call the mountain brush section of the Greenway. And in this section we again have a lot of native plants that you would see in a lower elevation here in the Wasatch Front. It also is somewhat drought tolerant and adaptive to this climate. We have a green screen is what we call it behind us. It's a metal trellis fence, more or less. We've done this for a couple of reasons. One, to prevent graffiti from happening on this property behind me, to at least deter people from spraying and tagging their building. And two, because we're in a plaza area, there's less softscape, less vegetation, so we wanted to add another layer of green. We've chosen the Acer griseum, which is the paper bark maple. You can see by looking at the bark how it peels back. Looks like paper, parchment peeling back. So eventually we'll get some nice shade and coverage here, but as you can see, they're brand new and they have some years to grow. So this is a pretty interesting section of the corridor right here. Gives us some distinct views of the design schemes we came up with. What you have in front of you is another rain garden type landscape. We've added in some rail and ties to give reference to the rail that used to be here. Continuing west, you'll see a distinct difference between the grasses. We have a flatter, nicely trimmed turf grass that allows people to kind of play and enjoy leisurely activities. And then next to it we have more of this bio-native grass, which is a little bit longer. We've designed that specifically, one, to create some interest, but two, as this track expands and the ridership increases, the plans are to add a second lane of track. And that would mean tearing up a bunch of landscapes, so we didn't plan for any trees or larger shrubs, but instead just did the simple grasses to allow for change of uses. Some other key interesting features that people will notice is this nice little kind of gutter just to the right of me, south of the trail. That is what we call the reel. What it does is all the water that hits this sidewalk will run off, hit that reel, going down the reel. It will get piped underneath the sidewalk and then over to this side into these landscape basin areas to again allow for that water to infiltrate into the groundwater and not just be pushed into other stormwater systems, creating more runoff, pollution, and that sort of thing. These are called autumn joy sedum, and being that it's September, they're now blooming, and they have these very thick blooms, which the bees and other pollinators just love. So you can see them, they just get really crazy. I can come up here and pet one of those guys and no harm, no foul. They don't get too upset. But these are great plants for pollinators. And again, one reason why we've put them in the corridor, another reason is they give this nice distinct red color, which separates it from the other plantings that you see here.